we are starting with dry hair. I've got no product on my hair whatsoever. Then we're taking a toothbrush, a paddle brush from Tangle Teezer, and an afro comb. Go ahead and start detangling your hair. I am starting from the bottom up, and that way you avoid breakage. And then your hair should look something like this big puffy ball. And then I'm taking the afro comb to separate my hair and make a nice clean part down the middle. And so I just do it like this, just take my time with it, don't tear up my hair or anything like that. And then you want to go away and separate that one side and just get that out of the way so that that doesn't bother you. And so I just like to brush through my hair one last time, make sure there's no tangles that are going to get in the way. And then I'm going to spray just water. It's just water in this bottle, and that's just to make sure that my hair is kind of wet but not fully wet. I prefer to do it this way because if I've just washed my hair then it's just too wet and it takes too long to dry. Doing it like this works just fine. So now I am taking some oil just to lock in that moisture from the water. I am using jojoba oil. I finally learned how to say that word, and I'm just brushing it through to make sure that it's evenly applied. I am then taking my ORS Smooth and Hold pudding, and I'm going to apply that throughout my hair. It's not that important to the actual braid itself, but it really makes a huge difference to the braid out afterwards. It makes sure that the style is really locked in place and you've got like really smooth, really just well held curls from the braid out. So now we can start actually braiding our hair. So just take 3 pieces of hair, like really small pieces, right at the top of your hairline. I like to do it really close to my hairline, and I like to take them really small because that way you get a lot of detail and it just means the whole look is like more intricate. So it just looks better if you just take it small and start working from the details right at the top of your hairline. So for a couple of turns, just do a normal braid. So that means don't worry about grabbing pieces of hair here and there. Just work with those 3 pieces at the top of your head. Take the piece that's on the outside and bring it under, and just do that for a couple of runs, just so that at the top of your head it's like really defined and it looks like a braid right from the start. And then you can start pulling extra pieces in from the sides. So with the side that's on the outside, grab a piece of hair, bring it under, and you can do that. You do that on both sides. So every time you pull a piece of hair under, grab another piece of hair. So grab a piece of hair and take it under. And if you're having difficulty getting a nice clear bit of hair, then you can take your afro comb and just grab a piece of hair with that. It makes it a little bit easier. And just make sure every time you pull a piece under, make sure you pull it tight, because it will look a lot better if everything is like really nice and tight. So every time you pull it under, just tighten everything up a bit and just keep going like that. Keep pulling a piece under, and you can also smooth it out. Just take your detangler just to make sure that you're not creating tangles as you go along, and then just keep on doing that. So with the outside piece, grab a piece to go with it, pull it under, tighten it up, make sure there's no tangles, grab a piece for the outside piece, take them both under. And I know my technique for braiding is kind of weird, but this is just how I do it. It's how I've always done it, so I'm just going to keep doing it like this. So just grab your outside piece, take it under, tighten everything up, detangle everything, take your outside piece, take it under, and just keep repeating that process. I like to take kind of really narrow bits, like small bits, because I think that that just makes the overall braid look sharper. Everything can stay tighter because it's like held in place with more pieces of hair. So I like to take small bits of hair, if that makes sense. If you were to just take like a huge chunk of hair, then it could become really loose and it just wouldn't look as good. So I just keep taking small pieces all the way down and I keep smoothing it out. You can also smooth out the bit that you're taking just to make it look sleeker. So I smoothed out that bit with the detangler and tighten everything up and just keep going all the way down. As you get towards the back of your head, you're probably going to feel tempted to start bringing the braid round to the front. Like your hands are going to start creeping towards your face. So you just want to make sure that the braid is towards the back of your head. Well, it depends on the kind of look you want really, but usually you want to try to make sure that you tighten it towards the back of your head. So that's just what I'm trying to do here. Just make sure that it's tight and it's flat against the back of my head. It can be quite hard to do because you are like reaching around, but it generally looks better if it's tight against the back of your head. And the way to achieve that is to just keep taking small pieces and not feel tempted to just grab the final bit of hair and just be done with it, because it will become loose if you do that. So just keep taking small bits the same way that you've been doing all the way down. And now that we have run out of hair at the nape of our neck, we're just gonna brush it all out, make sure it's all smooth, and just finish it all off as a normal braid. And I just tied it with 2 little black hair ties at the end. So I'm just going to show you that again. I don't know if you need to see it again, but here it is. I'm just taking 3 small pieces at the top of my head. I'm just starting as a normal braid just for a couple of turns, just so that it can be defined and that it's locked in place. I then start grabbing a piece of hair from the side every time I take a piece under. So that's that bit from that side. This bit's coming in with this side, it's going under. Then a piece is coming in with this side and I'm going to take it under again. And we just keep doing that all the way down, taking small pieces, making sure that they're smooth and sleek. Making sure everything's pulled tight. We are almost done. I'm just taking my ORS edge control. I am just applying that, just dabbing it to my edges, and then I am going to go in with my toothbrush. It's just a toothbrush that I use for hair, so don't worry. And I'm just brushing my baby hairs down, just sort of freeing them from the braid, or just taking the fuzz that didn't already go into the braids, like the fuzz that was already there, just laying it down, laying my baby hairs, laying my edges in a way that just looks a little bit neater, a little bit cuter. And that is the final look. I will be posting the braid out in a separate video, just because this would have been pretty long if I'd done it both in this video. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to me, so that you don't miss that. And please thumbs up the video, leave me a comment if you want to, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Oh, won't you stay?